Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and we're back on Paragon. Once again, you should be seeing more Kallari gameplay in the background with a fan freakout and obviously hitting a 30 plus kill gameplay, and the game kill streak was so long. You won't believe how long that kill streak was. I'm going to leave it in the video. I'm going to show you the highlights or the best parts of the gameplay within this video while explaining why Kallari is the best solo queue champion or hero within Paragon at this current moment. I'm going to explain all my reasons and my theories why, because as you may know, at this current moment, Kallari is my most favorite hero to play on Monolith. I've had a lot of game time with the actual character, and I have a lot of knowledge and experience because of playing her for such a long time. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to keep up to date with the greatest and latest Paragon gaming content and Paragon gaming news. And if you mates haven't turned on notifications yet, you can do so by hitting that little bell button next to the subscribe button, so you have the chance to become one of the first mates on the channel up to date with my amazing Paragon gaming content. As always, expected here first. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So all the mechanics that we're going to explain within this video and the build that we use in this video might not be connected in this exact video, because we have some other videos on my channel like Best Moments Episode 7 as Kallari. There'll be a link to that in the description below. And you mates can also check out my Kallari build video, which is in the description below as well, so you guys get enough intel about everything that you need to know before we come into this video, because this might connect to those videos because some of the tactics or the strats that we do and also the build is featured in the other two videos. But 100% there is some plays in this video that are bloody amazing, which will showcase some of the strats and tactics that I do use. But we're going to explain everything else about Kallari and why she's the best solo queue hero at this current moment. So right now in the Monolith patch, it's actually quite easy to succeed in this current meta as Kallari due to the fact that everyone is building crit, damage, and attack speed in all their builds, so they don't really consider to counter build against an enemy hero that is able to apply more power and damage within a fight. Even heroes with high durability, aka tankiness as base stats, like Sevarog or Rampage, you're still able to smash them when you're playing Kallari, which is obviously a great surprise. But it does work out due to the fact that the build that I use and how you play around a tank and destroy them is quite easy, due to the fact that Kallari is such a slippery hero and she's able to do so much in such little time, and the damage is incredible. A majority of players have neglected the idea of tankiness and health stats within the actual build because of the nerf, aka the rebalance that happened from Legacy into the transition of Monolith, and many people just have not bothered to get those items or stats within their builds. Honestly, there isn't too many things that actually counter Kallari at this current moment, but some of those things that do counter Kallari are Shadow Wards and Scout Wards. Very easy items to gain and obviously put it into your deck and use in your build for the early game or the end game stages on Paragon, and especially on the map Monolith. By placing a Shadow Ward or a Scout Ward close by to you is a very good way to stop a Kallari main from getting close enough to destroy you. But there's always other ways as Kallaris to get in and to destroy enemies, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Shadow Wards and Scout Wards are good vision items that you can use within your deck. You can place them within the river so you can detect a Kallari that's trying to gank, or you can place it in the lane where you're at that current moment, so when she does enter from the fog walls or from wherever she enters, you're able to trace her in that lane and maybe have the chance to destroy, because if a Kallari is smart, she'll be able to get into the lane quite easily and destroy you before you can even react to the vision that you gain through your ward. And that's what I do usually, and it's quite easy. Just make sure you know where the wards are placed and play around those wards, or you can just use your ultimate to get into that actual place and pick up some kills, then enter the shadow plane, then reveal yourself and do some increased damage on their opponent and destroy them and leave that lane. Quite easy. Not many people actually pick up wards because they feel like they're losing damage or losing power or losing attack speed or losing any other stat that isn't vision. Some reason they don't like it. But when you play Kallari, you're like a constant moving ward when you're playing Kallari. It's such a fun tactic. Sometimes you just go invisible, then just walk around opponents and do like 360s around them, just wait until your team can react, and then obviously you'll be able to destroy them quite easily. And that's such a fun factor when you play Kallari. And it's always great to carry a ward within your deck when you're playing Kallari to gain more vision on the enemy junglers and enemy laners or anyone else that's against you, and then you'll be able to destroy them when the time is right. But the main counter, the biggest counter towards Kallari at this current moment, is another Kallari on the opposite side, due to the fact that they both provide high amounts of damage and they're able to verse each other, and whoever's more skillful can win. And pretty much whenever you go somewhere to teleport and destroy an enemy, expect the enemy Kallari to do the exact same thing where you have teleported. So yeah, it's kind of awkward how another Kallari counters a Kallari on the opposite side. But hey, it works out. The main reasons why Kallari is the best solo queue hero at this current moment is because of her abilities on Monolith and how versatile they can be within a match and within certain fights and certain different situations, and most likely be able to win the outcome and obviously have a good result out of it. Her abilities are amazing in all stages of the game on Monolith, especially in the mid game, but obviously in the early game it's beautiful, and then it just scales up. In the mid game it's still good, and obviously it shines more there because if you have a good advantage, you're just going to wreck people quite easily, and then when it reaches the late game stages, nothing will be able to stop you. Especially if you have a good lead in CP and XP, it's GG, guaranteed. And now let's go through Kallari's abilities and explain why they are so strong, because some of your mates have not even bothered to play Kallari because once you've attempted her, someone told you you're trash at it, or you can't play it and don't play at all because Kallari is trash in general, and that is incorrect. I made videos why she isn't, you can check that out on my channel. If you've watched those other 2 videos, you pretty much get an idea why she isn't trash. Her first ability, her primary ability, Shadow Walk. After a 1.75 second channel, Kallari enters the Shadow plane, gaining 45 max movement speed for 8 seconds, or until she uses an offensive ability. Landing a slash while in Shadow Walk will deal 250% basic damage. And this ability is insane because you get to go invisible into the Shadow plane, get crazy amounts of movement speed for 8 seconds or more, and once you actually use an offensive ability, aka slash, you get 250% basic damage towards that opponent that you did target that ability on, or try to hit that ability on, aka slash or your basic attack, and that is crazy amounts of damage in one ability. And pretty much every time you actually use this ability, and once the invisibility is actually gone, you're able to enter Shadow Walk within a second or two right after, or pretty much instantly right after. It's insane. And now we move on to her secondary ability, and that is called Crippling Dagger. Kallari throws a dagger dealing 60 ability damage and applying a minus 400 max movement speed slow for 1 second. That is insane slow for 1 second. It's so great to keep an enemy locked on and pretty much help you get stuck onto that enemy and destroy them quite easily. And obviously this ability has insane range on actual throwing dagger, or the crippling dagger. You've seen it in my montage in action. If you're able to land these crippling daggers, they are devastating to the enemy team, and you're able to pick up easy kills quite easily. It honestly feels like you're chucking this crippling dagger from across the map every time you chuck it and try and hit a max range crippling dagger. Her next ability is her alternate ability, and that is backflip. Flip into the air up to 2 times. Each flip costs 40 mana, and this ability is very good because you're able to abuse the idea of verticality within the map of Monolith. So you're able to escape, engage, and do some interesting mechanics with the backflip mechanic. And obviously you're able to dodge enemy skill shots, and that's the best thing about it. There's some moments within my Paragon experience when I'm playing Kallari, I have low health and I'm about to die. Then I see my backflip cooldown come back, and I use my ability, then I'm able to escape by verticality and go to a high point and recall and get away from that enemy. There's so many things you can do with this ability, it's bloody amazing, and I do enjoy this aspect of her kit. And now let's move on to her last ability, her ultimate, Death Sentence. Kallari applies a death mark to all enemy heroes for 5 seconds. During that time, Kallari can reconfirm the ability to teleport to the target, dealing 150 ability damage upon arrival. When the death mark is active for 5 seconds, that pretty much gives vision to all enemies across the map globally, and you'll be able to see which enemy you want to teleport to and do some damage to the enemy once you teleport to that location, and then obviously chain your abilities on and do some damage towards the enemy and hopefully kill them. That's the end goal every time you use the Death Sentence ability. But with this ability alone, I know this ultimate is pretty strong, but also seen as pretty weak at the same time for some reason. But you can use this ability in so many ways to abuse the enemy jungler quite easily and pretty much be in his face all the time, or gain vision on all enemy units, aka heroes, and destroy which one ever you please to, but also using the split push mechanic to your advantage, which is pretty much having 4 of your teammates in one lane destroying a objective or pretty much sieging, while you go into another lane, aka one of the side lanes, left or right, or the safe or off lane, whatever you want to call it, and you just push that completely, and if something goes wrong in the mid lane, you teleport in there with your Death Sentence ultimate, so you're able to help your teammates out in that fight or scenario they are stuck in. Also, if you're still split pushing and all the enemy units, aka heroes, are disappeared, and they most likely are coming to converge on one of your lanes that you're trying to split push, you can just enter the Shadow Walk, or aka Shadow Plane, and just get out of that lane as quick as possible, and nobody will be able to kill you, and that's such a great benefit. But if there is too many enemies trying to collapse on you already, try to use your ultimate to just get to someone else that's on the outer ring, and obviously ulti to that opponent, then get out and use your Shadow Plane ability to gain that extra movement speed and invisibility to get out of that sticky situation. Pretty much if you mash all those abilities up into one hero, it's kind of insane, and obviously we do have this in Kallari's kit, and I love how Kallari is so bloody amazing and how bloody strong she can be within Paragon, and especially in its current state. But the best part why she's so bloody strong in my eyes is that I don't have to rely on anyone else to be helping me out to achieve a goal, aka destroying a target or taking objectives or tower, or try to go for solo push or backdoor to a core. it doesn't really affect me because when you're playing Kallari, you're able to do so much in so many different scenarios, which just makes her such a versatile hero in every game that you do play. And that is the reason why I consider Kallari to be the best solo queue hero at this current moment. And if you mates are stuck between low and mid elo, play Kallari and you'll get out of that quite easily. But mates, as always, I want to know your thoughts on Kallari. What do you think about it? What do you think about this video? We explain her counters, we explain why she's good, and why I consider her to be the best solo queue hero at this current moment. But tell me your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. So mates, if you did enjoy this video, show us by smashing that bloody like button. Let's try to get 250 likes on this video. And if you mates want to see more Paragon Gaming content and Paragon Gaming news on my channel, all you have to do is share with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. And that is all for this video. Oh, time's go, but don't you worry. We're back very soon. Thanks out, boys. He's ain't seen nothing yet. So I started off as the best solo queue hero into how to counter Kallari and Kallari tips and tricks. Man, we just provide everything on this channel.
That it feels right.